The storm has arrived, and there is nowhere left to hide. They cling to the shadows, begging the dark for shelter, praying for salvation. But salvation does not answer. It never did. Now they understand. Now they feel what he once felt. Now it's too late. I waited. I waited for someone to notice I was drowning. I waited for someone to hear the sound of my lungs collapsing, to reach in, to pull me out of the abyss. But no one came. The world watched in silence while I scraped my fingers bloody against the walls of my own despair. My suffering became background noise, another distant echo swallowed by indifference. And when it finally hit me, when I knew no savior was coming, something inside me broke, and something else was born. I became my own salvation. No one came to stitch my wounds, so I stitched them myself, with fire, with fury, with hands that refused to stop shaking. I forged armor out of pain, tempered it in agony, and made it unbreakable. A heart that once bled easily hardened into something untouchable. The tears I spilled became ink, rewriting my story in permanent scars. In silence, in loneliness, I became more than they expected. I became a force. I stood on legs that should have folded. I moved forward when the weight of the world tried to crush me into the floor. I carried burdens designed to split my spine. I wore scars that spoke of survival, not surrender. Every doubt they whispered, every cruel word they threw like a blade, I carved it into my bones, not as a wound, but as a reminder. I endured. I conquered. They expected me to stay ruined, to fold, to fade, to disappear into nothing. But they were wrong. I was never built to be saved. I was built to survive. And survival was only the beginning. I didn't need their mercy. I didn't need their kindness. I didn't need a hand to lift me from the dirt. I wiped the blood from my face and stood up alone. I fought battles with no witnesses. I screamed into the void with no one listening. And I still came out victorious because I had to. The truth is, I was never meant to be rescued. I was meant to rise by my own hand. So I burned the weakness away. I became something else, relentless, untamed, unsoftened. The fire that once threatened to consume me now lives inside my chest, roaring in every breath, driving every step. I am no longer the person who waited. I am no longer the person who begged to be saved. I am the storm. I am the reckoning. I stand where others collapse. I continue where others quit. And when they ask what made me this, when they whisper in awe or fear, I will tell them, no one came to save me. So I saved myself, and that was only the beginning. There was still a battlefield ahead, and I was ready to meet it head on. I learned to wield suffering like a weapon. I sharpened every moment of pain into a blade. Every scar became proof of endurance. My past stopped being a chain and became a sword, cutting through everything that tried to stop me. I stopped searching for a guiding light and became the fire that burned through darkness. I became my own refuge, my own shield, my own war cry.
When the world tried to silence me, I spoke louder. When they tried to bury me, I rose higher. Every tear I shed became steel. Every heartbreak reinforced the fortress I built around myself. And in solitude, I discovered something stronger than salvation: self-mastery. Because salvation is fragile. It can be taken, it can be stolen. But what I forged from ruin, what I built from ash, cannot be stripped away. It is permanent. I had to unlearn the lies I was fed, that strength is granted, that worth is handed out. No, strength is seized, worth is decided, and I decided mine. I declared it, I carved it into the marrow of my bones. No one will ever hold the power to break me again. No one will ever have the privilege of deciding my fate. They called me cold, they called me ruthless, they said I became unrecognizable. Good. Let them choke on their judgments. They don't know what it costs to stand here, unbowed, unbroken. They don't know the depths I crawled out of. They don't know the demons I conquered just to breathe. And if they can't understand, they are not worth my breath. I will not apologize for what I became. I will never shrink to fit the fragile expectations of others. I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to be accepted. I'm here to be unstoppable. I'm here to shatter every limit that was ever placed on me. Let them say I changed. I was supposed to. Let them say I became ruthless. I had to. Because the weak are devoured. The naive are deceived, the kind are exploited. I was those things once. I am none of them now. The hands that once reached for help are the hands that build my empire. The heart that once bled for acceptance is now a fortress of fire and steel. The voice that once trembled now commands the storm. I wasn't made to be saved. I was made to conquer. I was made to rise. So let the world watch. Let them wonder. Let them try to understand. They never will. They will never hear the screams I swallowed in the dead of night. They will never see the wars I fought in silence. They will never understand the pain I turned into power. But I do. And that is why I will never fall again. That is why no one will ever take from me again. That is why I stand here, untouchable, unshakable, unbreakable, because no one came to save me. So I saved myself, and now there is nothing I cannot do. Call him monster, call him merciless, it changes nothing. He has no need for their labels, their fear, their judgment. He's beyond it. I was the good guy once, the one who held the line when everything cracked, the one who forgave what should never have been forgiven, the one who carried the weight while everyone looked away. I was the good guy, but not anymore. I used to believe in second chances. I thought people could change. I thought if I endured long enough, they'd finally see the truth, that I was the one keeping everything from collapsing. But they never saw. They never cared. And I was left in ruins, holding nothing but the ashes of my own innocence. I swallowed pride. I bent my knee. I turned the other cheek. Every time they hit me, I stood back up. Every betrayal, every lie, every broken promise, I carried it. Because that's what good guys do, right? They suffer quietly. They keep fighting while the world spits in their face. They keep hoping, even when hope is just a cruel joke whispered in the dark. But I see it now. The world doesn't reward the good. It devours them. It grinds them into dirt and laughs while they plead for mercy. And mercy is a lie. Mercy is a chain, a leash, a weapon to keep you weak. I will not beg for it again, and I will not offer it. I used to dream of justice, of fairness, of a world where the strong defended the weak. But that world doesn't exist. The strong prey on the weak. They smile while the knife slides in. I was blind once, not anymore. The fire inside me burned away everything soft, every wound, every scar, every betrayal forged something new, sharper, stronger. I don't feel pity. I don't feel remorse. I don't feel my conscience dragging me down. They took that from me, and now I am free. Free to take what's mine. Free to strike first. Free to cut deep. Free to show them what power really looks like. They will tremble when they realize the man they knew is gone, replaced by something they cannot control, cannot break, cannot stop. I don't need approval. I don't need acceptance. I don't need love. Love is a lie, a fairy tale told to fools in the dark. Love is a weakness, a wound waiting to be exploited. I have no wounds left to offer, no pieces left to give. The good guy is dead. I buried him with my own hands in an unmarked grave where fools like him always end up. And in his place, I rise, not the same, not softer, something darker, something stronger, something untouchable. No regrets, no doubts, no chains, only forward. Let them come, let them whisper, let them curse. Call me monster, call me tyrant, call me villain. Their words are wind, their fear is fuel. They thought they could break me. They thought they could tame me. They were wrong. I was the good guy, but not anymore.